Because the creation of Mary Poppins was itself so sort of contentious, I guess how careful did you have to be in the retelling of all of the sort of the history of it, and what did you maybe know that even though it might not be completely faithful to what actually happened, it was maybe an essential change that you needed to make to tell this story as effectively as possible?
I think anytime you tell a true story and have characters that actually lived, whether they're still living or dead, I mean, you're going to contract things because you've got a medium, you want to have a 2-hour movie. You also ship time frames around and things like that. Almost all this happened. Kelly Marcel, there's a giant what if in the movie, which is pretty great, I think. We know that P.L. Travers hated the movie. We also know that she cried at the premiere, but it doesn't seem like P.L. to cry because she doesn't like the movie. It seems like she would want to kick some butt. So the question remains, why did she cry? And Kelly's, what if is, it's not about the movie, it's about the cathartic experience of these 2 weeks in Los Angeles and what came up for her about her childhood.
I guess, what was the, what do you think is the key to sort of successfully bringing this to life in a way that isn't just sort of Disney being self-congratulatory, but really is about, as you sort of said, the sort of cathartic power of storytelling, that is maybe the emphasis rather than Disney going like, look at this awesome movie that we made?
I think this is a movie that probably couldn't have been developed within the walls of Disney. I think it needed to become fully formed outside, and it did through Hopscotch and Australia and BBC Films and Ruby Films and Kelly Marcel and all that, that then they could look at and gauge whether they wanted to make the movie. And it had been far easier to say no, because nobody else could have made this because of the intellectual property and Mickey Mouse and the songs, etc. But they said yes. And I don't think I answered your question. I'm sorry.
Well, just sort of, how you managed to avoid in the process of making this, making it sort of Disney being self-congratulatory, but instead.
Oh, well, protecting the script and keeping I didn't have my dukes up, but keeping them ready, balled up behind my back just in case. And because I just knew the time was going to come when Disney was going to come and chip away at Walt. And I love the portrayal of Walt in this movie because he's a human being with flaws. And that makes him all the greater as an artist and a mogul to me, is that he's like us. He has flaws. And I was afraid they were going to chip away and try to make Walt a god rather than a man. But it never really happened. I mean, I was girded for war just like P.L. Travers.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.